Okay, so today we're not just talking about learning in a classroom. We're diving into what it means to learn in a world that is always, always on. I mean, when you have pretty much all of human knowledge in your pocket, how can you possibly keep up? Well, it turns out there's a theory for that. Get this, the amount of information in the world is doubling every 18 months. Think about that for a second. Knowledge that used to have a shelf life of years, maybe even decades, is now out of date in a matter of months. That's the crazy reality we're all living in. So that leads to the big question, right? In this total flood of information, how does anyone stay current? How do we learn what we need to know exactly when we need to know it? Our old school ideas about learning, well, they just weren't built for this. To figure that out, we really need a new way of thinking. You see, the traditional learning theories, things like behaviorism or constructivism, they all came about when learning was seen as this thing that happens inside your own head, an individual activity. But that's just not our world anymore, is it? It's time to make the jump from internal knowledge to networked learning. This table is really cool because it shows you how our whole idea of learning has evolved. We started way back with behaviorism, where the learner is basically a passive sponge. Then we moved to constructivism, where you're actively building knowledge based on your experiences. But check out that last column, connectivism. Here, knowledge isn't just in your brain, it's spread out all over a network. Your job is no longer just to build knowledge, but to be an active connector. So, what exactly is connectivism? Well, it was developed by two thinkers, George Siemens and Stephen Downes, specifically for our digital age. And the core idea is this. Knowledge itself isn't a thing you possess, it's distributed across this huge network of people, databases, and all our digital tools. So learning becomes the skill of building and navigating your own personal networks. And this quote from George Siemens just nails it. The pipe is more important than the content within the pipe. In other words, in a world of information overload, your ability to find the right information, the quality of your connections, your pipe, that's way more important than what you've managed to memorize. Tapping into the flow is the real superpower. Okay, so how does this actually work? How do we build knowledge just by making connections? Well, it really boils down to two simple things: nodes and links, and a pretty surprising connection to a famous scientific theory. Every network is made of two basic parts. First, you've got your nodes. A node can be literally anything that holds information. A person, a website, a book, a database, you name it. Then you have the links. These are the bridges that connect all those nodes together. Learning is simply the process of creating new nodes and building stronger links between them. Now here's where it gets really wild. Connectivism actually draws inspiration from chaos theory. Yeah, that chaos theory. The idea is that your information network is like a chaotic system. All the knowledge is out there, but it's hidden in these super complex patterns. Your job isn't to create meaning from scratch, but to get good at spotting the patterns that are already there. You know the butterfly effect, right? The idea that a butterfly flapping its wings in Brazil could cause a tornado in Texas. Well, it's the same idea in connectivism. One tiny connection you make, a link you happen to click, a new person you follow, a quick chat can set off a chain reaction that leads to this huge breakthrough in your understanding. Learning is this beautiful, messy, self-organizing process. So, what are the rules of the game in this new network? George Siemens laid out a few key principles. For instance, learning can live in non-human things. A database on a server can know infinitely more than a single person. And because of that, your capacity to learn more is way more important than what you happen to know right now. The real work is in constantly nurturing and maintaining those connections. Now, I know this might all sound a little abstract, but I'm willing to bet you're already learning this way. You're probably already a connectivist, and you don't even know it. The theory is really just putting a name to how we all get by in this digital world. Let's look at a few examples. First up, think about MOOCs, massive open online courses. These things connect literally thousands of people from all over the world with top experts and, maybe even more importantly, with each other. A MOOC is a perfect example of a powerful learning network that pops up for a bit and then dissolves. Or just think about how professionals use social media. LinkedIn groups, chats on X, super niche subreddits. These are all places where knowledge is being shared constantly, in real time. You don't sign up for a class, you just plug into the stream and solve problems by connecting with other people. And all of this leads to this really cool concept called a personal learning network, or PLN. That's your own
hand-picked virtual network of colleagues, experts, and resources that you count on to stay up to date. It's your personal knowledge ecosystem. And look, to make any of this work, to really thrive in this networked world, you have got to have one absolutely crucial skill: digital literacy. And this isn't just about knowing how to use an app. It's about the critical thinking needed to find information, figure out if it's credible, and then use it effectively. This is the bedrock of connectivist learning. Okay, let's pull all of this together. Looking at learning through the lens of connectivism isn't just some academic thing. It's about recognizing that you have a new kind of superpower in the digital age. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. There's been a massive shift. We've moved from know what and know how to know where. Seriously, the most valuable skill you can have today is knowing where to find the information you need, right when you need it. Your real competence is your network. The anthropologist Karen Stevenson summed it all up so perfectly with this quote: "I store my knowledge in my friends." Since none of us can possibly know everything anymore, other people, our connections, become our storage drives for knowledge. It's such a brilliant way to put it. And that really brings us right back to you. If learning is all about connecting, and if your knowledge really lives in your network, take a second and think about your own. Who's in your network? Who are your go-to nodes? How strong are your links? Because in this connected world, the quality of your network is the quality of your learning.